EGL TV. We're going to get underway, I believe, the first map, Yemen Hardpoint.
As I said, very, very interesting map. There's some very, very cruel hardpoint areas in this map. Some of them very, very open, some of them very, very closed in and hard to break into. And it's all about the setup on this map. There's some hardpoint maps like Hijack, it's all about gun-to-gun skill. I watched Prophecy play Horizon a minute ago, and it was literally down to raw slaying power, who could outslay who, and Prophecy walked it with great, great ease. Then we had Hardpoint on Standoff, which is more about how you set up in the game, how your team does well together. It's not so much about your slaying power. As we've seen in Cologne, TCM came up against Fariko Dragons, massively outslayed them. You saw it, I saw it, everyone
that's
saw
what you
it.
got to remember here, that Fariko Dragons, although they did have Bizzle instead, actually took down TCM not just 2 weeks ago, and Allstars currently beat Dragons at this event. So basing it off that, you'd have to say by default that Allstars are the better team. But as we have seen this LAN, first of all, anything can happen, and second of all, realistically, prior predictions have been thrown out. We saw Prophecy do horrific in the pool play. They're in the losers bracket already, and nobody would have picked that. You would have thought they would have had an easy run all the way to the winners bracket, but they haven't. So you can't count your chickens before they're hatched, and this is going to be one of those games. They need to get it underway, and they need to get their heads right. Absolutely.
I think Prophecy, they had a tough time on the pool stage. It seems they've finally got things going again, and it is just, a couple of first games. It can be influential to how you work out in the overall game, but it's just about how you come back into that. Everyone will be thinking, oh, they're down on their luck, they're not thinking correctly, they haven't got their setups properly. But what I saw was a very well-formed Prophecy. Some areas a little bit skeptical. As we said, some of these players, they have a new form team, the new form God Squad. They don't quite have everything down to specific keys in the maps and where they want to place each other.
Yeah, I think that's the reason Prophecy may have suffered this event is, although they have played before some of these players, they may not have got their strategies right in, and we are actually going to start up this match now. Here we go. Yemen Hardpoint. Who do you want to spectate first, Trout?
I would like to spectate Jake, because every time I've watched Jake play on a hardpoint, he has been absolutely phenomenal.
He does drop some incredible numbers. Okay, on board. Here we go. On board with TCM Jake.
Looks like he's going to be playing that aggressive role. He's going to get straight in there. He's gone with very few attachments, very few accessories. He's literally trying to get in there and disrupt people as much as he can. He goes to the archway first of all, looking to see if he can pick someone off. Pre-fire, unfortunately, taken down.
Yeah, he has, and there you go. Flux actually in there now. He's going to take it. What can he do? Can he pick this up? No, as Fariko take the early lead, and they are actually securing it better. However, on board with Monksy, he's now going to try and lock this down for TCM, also taken down, and we can already hear the trash talk starting between these two teams as they're all going to be fighting and dying very quickly over this one.
I think that Allstars have actually caught on that, a little bit of banter, a little bit of shouting at the other team does quite upset TCM. They don't quite perform as well as they do. If it does, in fact, play on the minds and they start to play a little bit worse than usual, it can really, really hurt their game.
Yeah, so much still on board. Let's actually jump on to the Fariko teams. Crazy on a 4 streak. Close enough to his Hellstorm now. What can he do? He looks like he's trying to secure this next one. They have actually shifted early, giving TCM some of the scrap points now. TCM are going to start to challenge it, though. They have to get into this hard point early. It is a difficult one to take, this tower.
They've dropped off to the second hard point very well. It is one of those nitty-gritty kind of hard points that's very difficult to get into. Once you get in there, it's very difficult to remove a team. But TCM are doing a very good job pushing the courtyard. They've got some smokes in there. It's going to be very difficult for Fariko to push them and get them out of the hard point as they make some good kills there. Jake getting a nice kill, Flux getting another kill, and they've taken the hard point over. If they can get some easy points on this and start to have someone rotate round to the marketplace, they can easily pull this game back.
Yes, on board with them. It looks like TCM are now going to get some points on, and Fariko are actually outslaying at the moment, which is not something we usually can say against TCM. Now, it does look like crazy. They're trying to move around. They are rotating a little bit early, to be honest, and that's going to give TCM more of these scrap points they like to pick up. And, yeah, they are going to rotate. They are now setting up for it.
Yeah, it's a very good move. They've seen that they haven't got much to play for there. They're just keeping within contention, TCM. Whether they can keep that going for the rest of the game is very questionable. It's all still early doors, but Fariko getting a very nice setup here. They're getting to all sorts of positions that they can make sure TCM cannot push them, and they're going to try and put a sort of gap between the two.
Oh, Jake called that one perfectly.
Lovely by Jake. You have to be careful how you set up in this one because You don't want to set up so defensively for this one that you can't get round to the next one. I think it's the Mosque hardpoint.
Monksy is actually using, I think he pinged there. I thought he was going to use his score streaks as they have got in. Jake has actually picked up one there, and they're going to get in this one. This is a great one to lock down, and I can't believe Fariko, who actually moved early, didn't take full advantage of that. And it does actually seem like TCM, they've given them a lifeline, and they're taking full advantage of it.
Monk's actually playing more aggressively with the kill streaks to start with. He does pick up a rush very easily there with the kill streak, and it looks like Fariko are going to set up for the next hardpoint whilst TCM pick up these points. And if I was TCM, if I was Monks, I'd be looking to try and get some contesting on the next hardpoint. There's not long left. By the time he gets there, the new hardpoint will have spawned, and I think he might have delayed his run a little bit too late.
You know what, speaking of Fariko at the moment, they seem to have, like I said, they give up really these hardpoints quite easy, and TCM picking up more points from that than they have actually when they're battling for it.
It could be nerves. I mean, they might be like, we don't want to challenge this, we don't want to give him any more kill streaks. As you saw, Monks actually getting 2 kill streaks very, very easily without much effort. And I think it could just be the nerves.
Most certainly so. Now they're still in this hard point, quite easy to defend. 2 choke points, obviously the hop-ups, one out of the window, and just this narrow doorway, usually the SMG's just firing through. Flux with a big nade.
With a clutch nade
and
there.
That means it's going to be cleared out, and TCM are actually going to get in there now. It's about the same time they get in there every time, about 30 seconds left, and Fariko don't really challenge that much after that.
I think after this one, considering the next one is very, very open, it's a lot easier to take. It seems they're going to contest this as much as possible. Monk's trying to stay alive as long as possible. Unfortunately, taken down. He's on a 7 kill streak, I think, there. So it's big plays by Monks. Unfortunately, we're going to see a very, very bad spawn in favor of... No, sorry. Out of favor from Fariko. TCM set up very, very nicely on the next hard point as the hard point switch over.
On board now with Torres. Looks like he's in position for this next hard point. Actually getting shut down by Monksy though, and it does look like TCM have managed to wrest control away from this lineup. So they are currently in there. Can they hold off very open hard point? Any score streaks that they do have, they should use them now.
TCM have got a very, very good setup here. They've got complete control of marketplace. They're all spawning down low side, which is very much playing in favor of TCM. There's not much that Fariko can really do. They have to contest them head on and try and get some kills down on marketplace and get the push in there, and it looks like they've done just that. TCM spawning behind them now. If I was possibly Monksy, rush with a collateral with the XM8. Beautiful, beautiful 2-piece there. If I was TCM, I'd look to have someone push the archway, see if you can flip the spawns and get some nice advantage on the next 2 hard points.
Rush so close to his score streak, gets taken down off it there though, but his teammates have actually held that, and they must be thinking of rotate. I mean, this middle one, not that great. Jake actually missing the jump as well. He's not going to be pleased about that. Maybe a little bit of nerves coming in as they are behind once again.
Rush playing very beautiful now. Unfortunately taken down. Torres with the 3-piece there, taking out 3 members of TCM. Can he push forward and capitalize on this? Rush throwing the smoke down. He's got a good position. We've got one in the cubby hole. It's a great, great setup from Fariko. 1 taken down. Rush just surviving that one. Crazy taking another 2 down. Torres taking another 2 down. And TCM looking a little bit floundering in this hard point.
Yeah, they really are. They're not getting as much points or contesting as much as they should be, especially on a middle hard point like this. Nobody's got any score streaks at the moment, and it does seem to be suffering for it. Can TCM also get the right spawn for this next one? They really need to. They do slip behind, and it does look like Fariko actually just, you know what, they are outslaying them there.
Let's have a look at what TCM are doing. They've got a good spawn here. They're going to set up on the next one and hopefully bring this back to level terms with a good, solid defense of this second hard point.
Yeah, Monksy actually missing all of his shots there and actually getting taken out by a Jake nade. There you go, Jake now in a position to try and hold this next one, and they need the points from it realistically, because not getting the points here or having a bit of an upset would mean they were so far behind, and they are trying to do crazy, actually shooting people through the hill.
Yeah, Crazy's doing a very, very good job of slaying at the moment. He's going to push down onto the construction site, just delaying before going in, jumps over in a beautiful BR with, sorry, not BR. Whatever that
is the B23R, the burst thing there. It's actually called the burst. It's the Beretta Raffica, as it is better known. And it does look like he's actually trying to just hold it down. It does look like Fariko have wrested control away, and this is not what TCM wanted. They needed these points, and they are suffering under the hands.
Monk's playing very, very well this game. He's doing a great job of picking up those kills. They're trying to contest this hill, but Fariko doing very well at locking it down, just extending their lead a little bit more, and TCM are actually dropping off the marketplace to set up for the next hard point.
Yep, they really are, and they did not want to give them points away. Unfortunately, they have, and as we jump on, it looks like TCM don't have control of the next one either. They actually have to bust through the Fariko lineup, who have rotated as well.
Well, this is incredibly unfortunate for TCM. They've got to start bringing some pain to the other team as they are finding themselves very, very far behind. They're almost 100 points behind. Fariko only needing roughly 37 points to finish off this game, and there's only 2 minutes 30 left in the game. It's clutch time for TCM. They've got to start being more aggressive.
In fairness, Fariko have been playing brilliantly the entire way around. They've just controlled the spawns better, they've held the hard points better, and TCM have suffered for it every single step of the way.
Yeah, it's a good lockdown by Monks. Unfortunately taken down by Rush, and they've been completely devastated in that hard point. And I think someone is going to rotate round to the next one, but it might not even be that worth it because they're going to probably lose most of what they had going here on this hard point.
Yeah, they are. And you know what? Even Fariko just keep challenging there and actually taking them off. I don't even know. It is still possible, I suppose, that they can actually come back, but they need the points. And unfortunately, every time they get in a hard point to secure it early, they lose it, and it's not going well for them at all.
No, I think at this point it is pretty much over. There's only 14 points as well in it for Fariko to finish off this game, and they are in fact in the hard point. Some shit talking going on there. Very, 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 very naughty from Fariko. It's one map. It could go all the way. You never know how things pan out. We've seen some incredible clutch plays from TCM in Search and Destroy and Capture the Flag.
You know what, dominating performance there from Fariko. They really took it to TCM. They didn't give them really control at any point, and every time that TCM had a hard point, it just got busted open so easily, and they just ran through them. So TCM need to step their game up, need to get that slaying power they are renowned for, and try to get their heads back into the game, because realistically, that's not even the same team we saw play Impact here not that long ago.
Yeah, absolutely. TCM not looking too happy with that result, but it is one map after all. Hardpoint not their strongest game mode. They said to me in midweek that they've been practicing the hardpoint as much as possible, and they made some shifts, and it definitely seemed like they were more in control of their hardpoint games that I've seen previously in this event. But that one, they did look like the old TCM, not quite sure what they were doing, not quite set up in the way that they would like to. It looked almost like unfamiliar territory.